So could this be the presidential election that we finally see a serious third-party candidate? Well, some Democrats, including the chair of the DNC, seem concerned enough to call out those trying to make a run for it. For more on this, our Joe Khalil joins us live from Washington. So, Joe, who are Democrats most concerned about here?
Well, there are a couple of specific groups, but it's clear that more generally, Democrats are increasingly worried that whomever is a third-party candidate in 2024 could essentially hand over the White House to whomever the Republican nominee is, whether that's Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis. And the Democrats' theory here is that 2024 is likely going to be a very close presidential election. And they don't think that a third-party candidate who's, let's say, running in the middle, in the center, actually has a shot to win, but they could take away 1 or 2 percentage points, especially in really close battleground states. And they assume that those percentages are going to come more from Joe Biden's share of the votes rather than Republicans' share of the votes. And if that does happen in some close battleground states, that could swing the election Republicans' way. Now, there's been a lot of speculation. Groups like No Labels, it's a political group that describes itself as a centrist organization. They are openly flirting with putting someone on the ballot for president. They've got names like Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, former Republican governor of Maryland Larry Hogan, two well-known centrists, figures there that could be potential no-label candidates. But Democrats think No Labels is getting funding and even donations from some rich Republican donors. Now, we don't know that to be true yet, but they think that's the assumption here. And I want to show you something that may be interesting. Actually, this is a comment from Jamie Harrison, the chairman of the DNC, who, again, obviously is concerned about this. And he says here, quote, "This is not the time in order to experiment. This is not the time to play around on the margins. What we see is a lot of folks who want to be relevant, who try to be relevant in these elections, not looking at the big picture." He says we have to reelect Joe Biden. We have to reelect Kamala Harris. So obviously a big concern there among Democrats. Take a look at this, too. Just numbers here from 2016. Might Democrats have a point? You talk to Democrats now, a lot of them still bring up Jill Stein in 2016, who ran as a third-party candidate here. Take a look. In the 3 states that decided the election here, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Jill Stein's percentage of the vote was bigger than Donald Trump's margin of victory. So most Democrats think that those Jill Stein votes would likely have been Hillary Clinton votes. And if she captures that small margin that Jill Stein got with those 3 states, there goes the election for Hillary Clinton. Now, Democrats have that fresh in their minds when they think about a third-party run and concerns. If you talk to DNC staff, certainly they will also bring that up, Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely. It does appear to be consequential, or maybe. So, Joe, we understand there are some Democratic campaign groups coming to Capitol Hill to lobby Democratic senators on opposing a third-party run. Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah, there's some discussion now about 2 specific groups. One is called Third Way, and the other is called Move On. Now, these are Democratic, these are progressive groups. There's reporting now that they are coming to Capitol Hill to brief some high-level staff members on the Democratic side here, hoping to get Senate Democrats more vocal about opposing a third-party run for all of the reasons that I've just laid out. Now, that's going to be interesting to see what comes out of those meetings, if we can get some insight when they do happen, if they do happen, potentially this week or later. But it's pretty clear that that concern is out there, and that Democrats think that any third-party run is a liability for them, a benefit for Republicans.
All right, got it. A lot to...
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.